It's very special when we get to go on pilgrimage with Deen Bandhu Prabhu. And while Krishna allows us to have his association, we should make the most of it. So, hence, please do come and try to come for the entire yatra. There may be some important things, no one is disputing that in your life, but it really, really, really has to be something so exceptional that you cannot remove 10 days to come on pilgrimage with devotees in Kartik. So, think about that. It really, 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 really has to be some exceptional thing. बच्चे का 10th है चलो ठीक है one of you can be exempt but not both. I don't mean anyone here. If your child is in 10th and if one of you plan to come, I did not mean to target you. Just saying. If some very close relative is very, very serious, then you can understand. I came on Yatra in November. My mother left in December. She was not doing that well, but still, we came. So, and don't give excuses of office and business and all. Come on. If someone tells you all expense paid, free trip to New York City, to Paris, this, that, वो आप लाइन से बहुत लोगों को अपने फैमिली में बॉस के सामने मरवा दोगे 4 लोग एक साथ हो गए अभी 10 दिन लगेगा क्रियाक्रम करने के लिए हम जा रहे हैं so we are very intelligent to find ways and means. It all depends on how serious we take things, and if we take our spiritual life seriously, we should come on these pilgrimages, and we should not come as guests just for 2-3 days. Like someone who stays at your home for 10 days, then you don't consider that person any ordinary guest. No, भाई साधारण व्यक्ति को आप 10 दिन तो नहीं रुकाओगे अपने घर में. Someone will tell you, please, some acquaintance has come. Can you make them stay in your home? Say, okay, 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights maximum. If someone is staying at your home for 10 days, means you know them very well. They know you very well. There's some relationship there. So we are going to Krishna's home and we're saying, यहाँ तो कुछ है नहीं 3 दिन के लिए आ रहा हूँ दिवाली है Diwali. I don't understand what we do on Diwali, and if after being in Krishna consciousness for these many years, if we still cannot fight the social pressure, then there's pressure. And there's pressure. So please come. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Ashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaryam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Saityam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने शिवशवानगी देवी दयिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाद्य श्री रूपानुगा भक्तिदा श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्री मूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगाविरुद्धाः सिद्धान्तद्वन्द्वहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बरसाम्भोधे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगावराय ते गौराविर्भाव भूमिस्त्वं निर्देशः सज्जनप्रिय वैष्णव सर्वभौमा श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावरण्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्मसे नमः पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तवतार भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते जयतां सुरतोपङ्गोर्मम मन्दामतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पदाम्भोजौ राधा मदनमोहन दिव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमाः श्रीमद्रत्नागर सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद् राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवो प्रेष्ठालिपिसेव्यमानं स्मरामि श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भे वंशीवटतटस्थितौ हर्षन् वेणुस्वनेर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रीयेस्तुनः तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. We are on the sixth chapter of the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the chapter is called Brahma's Realizations. No, it's called Purusha Sukta Confirm. Purusha Sukta, auspicious prayers unto Lord Vishnu. Who is Brahma offering these prayers to? Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Why is he offering it to Garbhodakshaya Vishnu? He comes out from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. He's the first person he sees. And he figures out that Vishnu is the origin. So he's offering prayers to Vishnu. Amish Prabhu sent us this very nice summary of last time's class. Thank you so much, Amish Prabhu. It was posted on your groups. We don't want to know, but we hope you read it. So then we had basically Brahma is describing creation. He is continuing that description of the Virat form of the Lord. And then he gives the distinction between Ekapad Vibhuti and Tripad Vibhuti. Anyone remembers what Ekapad Vibhuti and Tripad Vibhuti are? Oh, you. Yes? Three-fourth, which is Tripad Vibhuti. And Ekapad Vibhuti is the material world, which is one-fourth the size of creation. Um, and then we discussed the example of how this is just one-fourth. And in this one-fourth creation, there are so many galaxies, so many universes, Ours is a smaller one because our Brahma has only 4 heads. Depending on the number of heads, वो universe उतना बड़ा है. So ours is like the small one of the smaller universes. Uh, and in that there are so many planets. So many planets. Ours is one. We discussed Prabhupada chastising Tamal Krishna Maharaj. Shh. Okay. And Prabhupada told him that out of all this, he started from Brahma's creation and he came to him. And he says, and this person feels that he is significant. To put it in a more relatable manner, if you stand at any one of the major railway stations at 7 p.m. on a weekday and you just look around you, like I'm seeing them, I'm remembering our Ghat. I used to go to Mulund every evening around 7. I used to be at Ghatkopar station because I used to take the metro and then get down at Ghatkopar, and then sometimes I used to see Manish hanging in the train also coming from Lower Parel. And and then if you just look at the platform left and right, it's what? Sea of people. Sea of people. Platform 1 पे आता है Ghatkopar. You look the other, you can see all platforms. Sea of people everywhere. And then if you have some humility, you will think, मैं एक हूँ और ये एक स्टेशन है. ऐसे ये सिटी में कितने स्टेशन है, कितने लोग हैं और ये एक सिटी है. And then it goes on. And therefore, we should never take ourselves very seriously. We should take our spiritual life seriously, but we shouldn't take ourselves seriously. We discussed also how everything should be seen as a blessing of the Lord. Everything that happens in our life should be seen as a blessing of the Lord. We discussed the example of Avanti Brahman, who, after going through everything and getting realized, he comes to the conclusion that whatever so called bad is happening to me is actually the greatest thing that has ever happened to me because it has removed my illusion. So we discussed whether it is good or it is bad. A devotee looks at both as the blessings of the Lord and doesn't take happiness or distress too seriously. Krishna says, what is the verse? Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2. What is the exact Sanskrit line? Yeah. Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhada. When we were, for a couple of years, Kamalochan Prabhu used to teach us Bhagavad Gita every Thursday. This is from 2012 to 2014. 2 years he taught us. Just 5, 6 of us. So then he used to ask this, and then he used to expect the exact line. Like I said, happiness and distress, don't take it too seriously. So the exact line is Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhada. So we can train ourselves like this by knowing the line meanings also of the verses. And then we discussed also that how Brahma heard these two syllables, tapa, and then he performed austerities. And Prabhupada talks about sacrifice. A devotee is meant to sacrifice for the Lord. Not that my spiritual life, but on my terms. Or whatever is convenient for me, uske andar. To sacrifice also for the Lord. So these were some of the things that we discussed last time. Let's read what Prabhupada says. Someone can read? Why is Prabhupada saying all this here? Why is he saying all this at this junction of this chapter? Hmm? Brahma is sharing his realizations now in the next 4 verses. And so we are not just hearing any Era Gera's realizations. We are not hearing my realizations. I was going to say your and my realization, but maybe all are there, but I'm not. It's not some newcomer or some, this is Brahma. He's the first person to be created in this material world. And he he learned everything directly from the Lord. And he's sharing his realizations. कुछ matter करता है ना? It's like whenever Modi ji decides to retire, and after 5 years he decides to write a book on his experiences of politics. There'll be some weight to that book. Someone has done something, 3 4 times chief minister, three times or whenever how many ever times prime minister, and then Sachin Tendulkar, when he retired, he wrote a book. People took it seriously. It's not some guy who played one test match for Borivali and then wrote a book. Borivali ka opening batsman. It's not like that. It's someone who did something. So same way, it's Brahma speaking. What is Brahma going to talk about? He's going to talk about surrendering to the Lord. Prabhupada completes that by writing this. Whoever read can continue to read.
And this is because Lord Brahma is a great devotee of the Lord who has earnestly accepted the lotus feet of the Lord as supreme truth.
Okay, now because Brahma has accepted the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord as the absolute truth, therefore Brahma's realizations are very, very important. Prabhupada says even if a newcomer to Krishna consciousness, new devotee, just directly speaks from the scripture without adding or subtracting anything, even though they may not be perfect, their words are perfect because they are giving it without changing anything. So here Brahma, he's done everything. He's done creation also and he's done devotion also. He's a devotee of the Lord. He surrendered to the Lord and he is sharing his realizations. They matter a lot. So he does that over 4 verses. We will try and discuss those today in the next maybe 40 minutes. You can chant this. Na bharati menga mrish न भारती मेऽङ्गमृषोपलक्ष्यते न वै क्वचिन्मे मनसो मृषागते न मे ऋषिकानि पतान्तसत्पथे यन्मे हृदयोत्कण्ठ्यवतादृतो हरि. The first realization Brahma says, O Narada, because I have caught hold of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, with great zeal, whatever I say has never been proven false, nor is the progress of my mind ever deterred, nor are my senses ever degraded by temporary attachment to matter. What am I sharing? The first realization is this benefit I've got, these 3 things. Because of doing what? Holding on to the lotus feet of the Lord with great zeal. What does the word zeal mean? He's really, into it with great enthusiasm, zeal. ऐसे नहीं कहा. But then sometimes we chant Hare Krishna. Whenever or sometimes Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We should remember that example which Prabhupada gives of that all the baby ducks and the mother duck, and she has this morsel of food and she decides kisko dena hai, and she gives it to the one who's quacking the most because she comes to the conclusion this person is the most desperate for it. So holding on to the lotus feet of the Lord with great zeal. Now we may not be able to literally hold on to the lotus feet of the Lord with great zeal. If we try and enter the altar, the whole we have 70 security guards in the temple. All of them will pounce on us. But we can definitely chant, especially in Shantivardhan Prabhu's Kirtan with great zeal, which will come in 40 minutes from now. That we can chant with great zeal. At that time, it should be like, शांति से गाओ, ऐसा होना चाहिए. It should be so loud. So great zeal. We can chant our japa with great zeal. And zeal doesn't just mean loudly. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. कभी मालूम पड़ता है, when sometimes अपने साथ भी ऐसे होता है. Sometimes those, at least for me, those rare occasions where our mind is in japa, and then things surrounding are not that distracting. So great zeal. With great zeal, Brahma is saying, I surrender to the Lord with great zeal. And these three things I can share have happened to me. First one, whatever I say has never proved to be false. Whatever I say has never proved to be false. No experiences here. कई बार we meet people जिनका उल्टा सच है. इसने बोला ना, मतलब झूठ है. वो जो भी बोलता है झूठ बोलता है. Even Krishna cannot say this about himself. Krishna also cannot say. He also lies. He's also done many kands like that. Devotee can say. Pure devotee can say. Krishna says, Kaunteya pratijani. You declare Arjun. Kaunteya pratijani. You tell everyone. Kaunteya means Arjun. That is one of the names of Arjun, son of Kunti. Kaunteya. Kaunteya pratijani. You are Kaunteya, go and tell everyone. What? Na me bhakta pranashyati. क्षिप्रम भवति धर्मात्मा शाश्वत शांतिम निगच्छति kaunteya pratijani na me bhakta pranashyati. Our acharyas write in that Krishna only could have said, Shipram Bharavati Dharmatma, Shashvat Shantim Nigachati, and whatever Sanskrit means, I am saying, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. But he's telling Arjuna, because two things. One is, people know Krishna is a liar, and people know he keeps his devotees' word. So, both these things. And for that, the devotee's words never prove to be false. A pure devotee. We have this example of Bhishma Dev's pastime. When the war was heating up, the Kauravas were getting destroyed. Arjuna was fighting with great zeal. And that time it was like, no, it's kuch hone nahi wala. There's no respite in sight. At that time, Bhishma took 5 arrows, chanted mantras on them, and gave them to Duryodhan. I told him tomorrow. Duryodhan, right? Yes. Tomorrow, what? Kill them with these 5 arrows. And that day, in the evening, now for this we have to appreciate our Vedic culture, that they were enemies on the battlefield, but afterwards there was Maryada ka palan. So Krishna told Arjun, go. What do I do? Go and go to Duryodhan. He has these some 5 arrows. He didn't even tell Arjun what those 5 arrows are meant for. But 5 arrows मांग के आओ. हमारे पास shortage नहीं arrows का. नहीं मांग के आओ. अरे मेरा unlimited quiver है, निकलते रहेगा. अरे तुम जाओ. Go, 5, bring. Arjun is thinking, नहीं है, what 5 arrows, no shortage of arrows. वो भी वो लोग से मांगने का. He went to Duryodhan. Give me 5 arrows. And Duryodhan, now because he's the elder to Arjun, Krishna didn't send Yudhishthir or Bhim. Had Bhim gone, Duryodhan would have shooed him off. He sent Arjun, younger to Duryodhan. Duryodhan gave him. Duryodhan, we criticize a lot. Duryodhan, and all these characters, they are also meant to be part of the pastime of the Lord. We should not overdo it. जितना लिखा है उतना ही बोलना चाहिए. कभी कभी हम लोग और मसाला डाल के बोलते हैं. Now, whenever on our own strength, so there is no scope, but because we are following Srila Prabhupada's process, if we just continue, there will be a day where we'll go back to Godhead. Guaranteed. As long as the chain is not broken, there will be one day. If we do it really well in this lifetime. If you come for all full yatras, then this lifetime. If you come for 2-3 days, then. But some lifetime hoga. And from material point of view, Vrindavan will be more tough at that time than it is now. But yeah, so when we go back home, back to Godhead, these personalities will meet us. इतना मैंने तो वो किया भी नहीं था, तूने ऐसे बोल दिया मेरे बारे में. So Duryodhan, therefore, in the last reason that Arjuna gives not to fight is indecision. See, he's bad to us, but otherwise he's a decent person. He's ruling nicely. Everyone in the kingdom is prosperous. He's not a bad king. He's bad to us only. So should we fight or not? Duryodhan gave him and told Bhishma. Then Bhishma took a vow. Got very angry. He said, "Yeah, Krishna is doing cheating. He is doing insider trading. He's in your heart, no?" Do you know what? For you to know that joke, you need to know what insider trading means. If you don't know, maybe you're blessed not to know. uh, so cheating क्या? मालूम पड़ गया. What vow did Bhishma take? I will make Krishna break. I will either kill the Pandavas or I will make Krishna break his vow. And what did Krishna think? Krishna has taken a vow. I will make Krishna fight. Krishna, what vow did Krishna take? I will not fight. I will not fight. You take my Narayani Sena or you take me, but if you take me, मैं तो भाषण देने आऊंगा खाली. कुछ करूंगा नहीं. Now Krishna has taken a vow. I will not fight. Bhishma is saying, I will make him fight. I take a vow. What did Krishna think? To hell with my vow. Let Bhishma be glorified. Who cares about me? Everyone cares about him, but Krishna is thinking, I don't care about myself. Who is Krishna caring about? Devotees. About the devotees. And verses, oh Narada, I don't reside here in the mantras, I don't reside here, there, I reside heart of my devotees. Tatra tishtami Narada. Yatra gayanti madbhakta, tatra tishtami Narada. Wherever my devotees are chanting my glories, wherever my devotees are serving, I am there. मंदिर है, खाली है, कोई भक्त नहीं है. Lord is not obliged to just stand there फिर भी. साथ को आपका फैमिली पुजारी आके बटन प्रेस करेगा, टंग 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 शुरू हो जाएगा और कुछ करके जाएगा. Lord is not obliged to witness that. But if there's genuine devotion, even if there's a picture, a small picture, and you offer one flower genuinely with love, every now and then you look at the picture and pray with love. Krishna is there. Krishna is saying, I want to glorify Bhishma, my pure devotee. That look at how great this fellow is that he had the ability to break the Lord's vow. The Lord broke his vow to keep Bhishma's vow. That much he loves Bhishma. Krishna ran with the wheel. And Bhishma and Viryaras gave up the his bow and arrow, and that was the goal of life was reached. So Krishna cannot claim that my words are never false. But Krishna's devotee can claim. This is the first realization of Brahma. Because I have held on to the lotus feet of the Lord with great zeal. Great zeal. Therefore, my words have never proven false. Never proven false. The more we practice Krishna consciousness, the more we develop our attraction and attachment to the Lord, this will happen to us also. Because then more we will say, "Chhoro yaar, material world, don't take it seriously. Take to devotional service." Words are true. So, the words of a devotee are always right. Brahma is speaking this. Later on, Brahma himself will have realization of this. In which pastime? Who is this person? Who is that person? Personality. What happened? How is what we are speaking connected to this pastime? The words of a devotee are never proven false. Lord had to manufacture an incarnation to keep Brahma's words true and kill Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu का वरदान Brahma said yes. The Lord, our devotees joked is this. Later on, then after everything happened, Brahma is also feeling scared. मैं कैसे जाऊँ यार मेरे वजह से तो हुआ है ये सब. Otherwise he could have come as Vishnu. मैंने हर चीज के लिए हाँ कोई चीज के लिए तो ना बोलना चाहिए था तो विष्णु बन के आते हैं. अभी ये क्या फॉर्म लेके आ गए हैं खुद ने कुछ तो मैन्युफैक्चर कर दिया just to keep my word. And Lord is also looking at him like, next time ऐसे मत करना. Kept his word, kept the word of the devotee. ये क्या फॉर्म है? हाँ है फॉर्म. अभी से है, आज से है. Because I have to keep Brahma's word. So Lord keeps the word of his which devotee? Pure devotee. You say something tomorrow and it doesn't hold true, you will say it's false. And 34th verse of this chapter, which is titled Brahma's Realizations, is false. It's false because you think the chapter is titled Brahma's Realizations. Second reason he gives. So, which is the first realization he has? Whoever that is, please band karo. Someone is on Zoom also. Mataji, you are in the class. You don't need to be on Zoom. It's the same class. Yeah. Because I held the lotus feet of the Lord with great zeal. First, what happened? First realization. My words have never proven to be false. What was the second one? Mind is never deterred. Mind is never deterred. It's always in control. Mind is never deterred. Again, this is uh, something to look forward to. That if we take to Krishna consciousness nicely, in due course of time, we will be able to control our mind. Right now, Keshav Swami says, it's like when we chant, our mind is like a horror movie. क्योंकि वो टाइम पे खाली हम और हमारे साथ ही है ना वो टाइम पे we're not doing things. Of course, we are expert. We invent to do things. Also, left hand has become very strong now. You probably do so many multitasking things. The left hand, if you try to write, also अच्छा handwriting बन जाएगा आपका. इतनी चीजें हम करते हैं. राइट हैंड बिजी होता है ना माला के अंदर तो लेफ्ट हैंड से हम बहुत सारी चीजें करते थे जपा के टाइम पे. And that is just it is just psychologically your mind telling you कुछ तो कर खाली मत बैठ नहीं तो हम पागल हो जाएंगे. Because then you will realize, my God, what a crappy devotee I am. Talking about myself. What a crappy devotee I am. For 2 minutes also, I cannot listen to the name of the Lord without thinking of something else. And if I really try to do it, then to all, my God, what thoughts come in my mind? कहाँ से चीजें आती है? I'm like the complete opposite of a positive person. And actually, that's good. Because then we realize, who are you? Who am I? There is no question of pride or arrogance and things like that. But if you decide to hear Bhagavatam class and chant, or read Bhagavatam and chant, or catch up on your emails and WhatsApp with your left hand and chant, or travel and chant, or cook and chant, or eat and chant, and there may be many more things also. Dress up your kids and chant, feed your kids and chant, wash and chant, whatever it is. Hopefully, no bath and chant with on beads. You can sing. Then it is just, and the mind has cheated us by making us do something else. उससे क्या है इतना टाइम का पता नहीं चलता माला भी खत्म हो जाता है और इतना अपना कचरा भी नहीं होता. वी आर सो एफिशिएंट. हमने दो चीजें कर ली बट just cheating ourselves. So mind, Brahma is saying, because of devotional service my mind has become peaceful. My mind is not deterred. We have the example of Namacharya Haridas Thakur. Perfect example. There are two things happening in these two different pictures. On the left one, there is sensual, uh, what is it called? Invitation. Provocation is the right word. Provocation. That Ramachandra Khan sent this prostitute. 3 nights in a row she came and Brahma just told her, yeah, wait, please wait outside. Mera mala thoda baki hai. And By the end of the third time, she became a devotee. His mind was not at all disturbed. Second one, he's sitting in a cave and chanting, and this huge poisonous cobra comes out. And you can see the reaction of the others. अभी कुछ आ गया तो वहां पे पता नहीं कितने सालों से वो बॉक्सेस पड़ी है उधर, कुछ अगर निकल गया वहां से, चूहा भी अगर निकल गया वहां जाएगा तो some of us will be like, what is this? Or some even it takes a cockroach only is good enough to. And here huge snake is going. So when there was sensual pleasure available or when life is at risk, either times Haridas Thakur is least bothered. He is not at all deterred because he's a pure devotee of the Lord. He is not doing left hand japa. He's chanting. So Brahma is telling us if we do it nicely, that's why I'm emphasizing again and again. These are what happened to pure devotees. And no one can stop us from becoming a pure devotee. There's only one person who can stop us from becoming a pure devotee. You know who? He's saying Maya. Yeah, maybe. After 18, if you remain at home, then maybe Maya will stop you. Ourselves, right? We ourselves. We ourselves. We ourselves. We ourselves. He's a small child. He's going, finding his mother. You can watch videos of such things on YouTube tomorrow if you're so into it. Now, please focus. Everyone is looking. जाएगा पहुंच गया वो, by the way. Make a video and send on the group. People are really into it. And we're talking also about the mind. God inspired him from the heart to do it at this time to prove the point कि अपना मन किधर है. So only we ourselves can stop us ourselves from becoming a pure devotee by all these things. Let's not get distracted when we are performing devotional service, whether that is chanting japa or singing kirtan or listening to a class or hearing a class at home or reading Bhagavatam or performing seva. Let our mind be into what we are doing, and if we just do that, our progress will be very, very fast. Those of you who are doing somewhat, you are seeing your progress is stepping ahead. We should do more and more of that. Mindful devotional service. When we do mindful devotional service, the mind will not be deterred in due course of time. Right? What was the third benefit that Brahma gave is realization? I am not, my senses are never degraded by temporary worldly attachment. Senses are never degraded. We hear in the scriptures of the pastime of Bali Maharaj. In Bali Maharaj's pastime, Bali actually defeated the demigods. He became the king of heaven. He became Indra. He defeated Indra. Indra is a post. So he defeated Indra, became the king. Before that, when they were about to attack, Bali went and asked blessings from his guru. Who's his guru? Shukracharya. Bali Maharaj's grandfather is Prahlad Maharaj. So he went and took blessings from Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad blessed him. May you be victorious. Now, externally, Bali belongs to the demons or the devotees? Demons. And who are they going to attack? The demigods. Demigods are supposed to be devotees, right? Not full devotees, but partial devotees. Demons are not at all devotees. And Prahlad just blessed him that you and all your demons are blessed to go and defeat the devotees. So it's like, what is this? And Prahlad's the whole, what he said was, may you be victorious and may you get whatever you need to get the mercy of the Lord. Now, Bali went with these, when the war started and the demons were fighting so ferociously, Indra was thinking, what's happening? ऐसे तो कभी देखा नहीं है ये लोग को. And Indra went to his guru. What is Indra's guru's name? Brihaspati. What is happening? पहली बार ऐसे देख रहा है? And Brihaspati told him, he's got the blessings of Prahlad. He's got the blessings of a pure devotee of the Lord. Just pack up and leave. There's no point of fighting further. तुम वैसे भी हारने वाले हो. Cut your losses short and go. Just get lost. And they left. They ran away from heaven. And Bali became the ruler. Then Aditi, the mother of the demigods, she prayed to the Lord, please allow my children to come back to heaven and all. And then Lord came as Vamandev. So Bali got everything. He became the king of heaven. He had all worldly opulence. But in spite of all this worldly opulence, he never forgot that he is a devotee of the Lord. He never got enamored by all these things and thought, now why do I need Vishnu? I have everything. Sometimes we take to devotional service and sometimes our devotion increases at times of distress. When there's some difficulty in my life, my chanting becomes better, my attraction to Bhagavatam becomes better. When I see devotees, I feel so happy. But when there are happier times, sometimes that reduces. Sometimes that reduces. Here, Bali, it's like the best of times, king of heaven. But he did not forget for a minute about the Lord. Lord himself came as Vamandev. And Shukracharya is telling Bali, "Mat dena kuch bhi. Don't give. That's actually Vishnu. Don't give anything." Now Bali is overjoyed. And this is the reason why Prahlad gave him that benediction. Because he knew कि अगर ये जाके heaven के राजा को हराएगा, Lord is bound to bring the demigods back to heaven. Lord will have to come. And Prahlad knew that the Lord will take whatever form is needed to give mercy to the devotees. Whatever form, because he's also experienced. Just like Brahma had the experience, Prahlad also had the experience. Prahlad was so sure, हाँ है सब जगह है, हाँ उधर भी है. So Prahlad knew डेमीगॉड्स को बचाने के लिए भगवान आएंगे और बलि को कृपा देने के लिए. बोथ थिंग्स लॉर्ड विल कम. नाउ व्हिच फॉर्म, लेट अस फाइंड आउट. लो आशीर्वाद लो, जाओ. ही इज गिविंग हिम ब्लेसिंग्स दैट if you remain as a demon here, Lord will never come here. Therefore, go and win. So that Lord will have to come over there and you will get more mercy. So, in all this, when he was the king of the demons, when he was in his terrain, or when he became the king of the heavens and he was in Indra's palace, Bali never once forgot the Lord. Mind never got deterred by material allurements because he's a devotee. It goes one step further, that even when he was accused by Vamandev, 3 steps, ठीक है ले लो, 2 step में सब खत्म कर दिया, and then he said, you are a thief. The thief is saying, you are a thief. Vaman was the thief because he came, showed himself like a dwarf, and then expanded to Trivikram. May our devotion also expand from Vaman to Trivikram. Trivikram, may our service attitude also expand from, right now it's probably lesser than Vaman, mine at least. May it become Trivikram by the mercy of the devotees. And Vaman Dev is telling Bali that you are a cheater because you couldn't fulfill your promise. तीसरा पैर कहाँ रखूं मैं? And he orders, tie him up. Now you look at Bali, his head is down. You look at this guy, he's thinking, यार मैं भक्ति करूं कि नहीं? ये भक्त के साथ ऐसे हो गया, मेरे साथ क्या होगा? छोड़ दूं क्या माला? Those guys are like, what happened? नहीं आएंगे वृंदावन 10 दिन के लिए? And this guy is the best. He's like, what just happened? Bali got cheated and now he's being called a thief. Should I really continue devotional service? And even in this position, Bali is not shouting and screaming, I got cheated, why did I become your devotee? Yehi hona tha kya? And he's not like, no, no, Lord. He's just with his head down, telling the Lord, please, you keep your third foot on my head, third step on my head. And he's not thinking, "अरे यार दो स्टेप से पूरा यूनिवर्स हो गया, अभी मेरा छोटा सिर कहाँ तीसरा स्टेप उसमें है." He knows Lord will accept that because he's got everything, but I have not formally given myself also to him. So that will suffice for the third step. So when he had everything also, he was not allowed. When everything was stolen from him also, he was not allowed. So Bali Maharaj is like the perfect example. In either case, he was fixed up in his devotional service to the Lord. Bhagavatam is full of examples of, what is it called? Contradictions. Demons becoming better devotees than devotees. One of the examples is Bali Maharaj. So, all these three things, we can see the verse again. Whatever I say has never proved to be false, nor is the progress of my mind ever deterred, nor are my senses ever degraded by temporary attachment to matter. Why? Because I have held the lotus feet of the Lord with great zeal. With great zeal. The next verse, in the interest of time, I'll just read the translation. Although I am known as the great Brahma, perfect and disciplic succession of Vedic wisdom, and although I have undergone all austerities and I am an expert in mystic powers and self realization, and although I am recognized as such by the great forefathers of the living entities who offer me respectful obeisances, still I cannot understand Him, the Lord, the very source of my birth. You see Brahma's qualification. Although I am the great Brahma, perfect and disciplic succession of Vedic wisdom, I have undergone all austerities and I am an expert in mystic powers and self realization. I am recognized as such by the great forefathers who offer me respectful obeisances. Still, I cannot understand Him, the Lord, who is the very source of my life. And I still can't understand Him. Brahma is so true to his actual position. Someone, we give a class, someone says, someone who's recently come and said, what an amazing class, you know the Gita through and through. You talk so well, you speak so well. Or even if it's not a class, we are just doing book distribution or convincing somebody to come for a class and we speak something 5 minutes. Wow, you really know your stuff so nicely. At that time, even for a second, if we think, yeah, I do. I know Gita, हाँ पता ही तो है. पूछो 5th चैप्टर बताऊंगा क्या है, 7th चैप्टर समरी बताऊंगा, 12th चैप्टर पूरा बताऊंगा समरी क्या, 12th चैप्टर में क्या भगवान बोलते हैं और ये नहीं हो सकता तो ये करो, ये नहीं हो सकता ये करो, ये करके सब पता है मुझे. If we think like that, we are fools. Because if we're genuine, we know, boss, I still don't know anything. Whatever little I know, I'm just repeating what I have heard. And ये जो आपके सामने मैं बोल रहा हूँ, वो रट्टा मार मार के आया हूँ मैं आपको बोलने के लिए. तो then they're genuine. So Brahma is saying here that I still don't know, Lord. Although He has bestowed so much mercy upon me, He never allows my word to be false. He has never allowed my mind to be deterred. He has never allowed me to be attached to material things. I still don't know Him. Brahma is not telling Narad, हाँ नारद पूछना क्या पूछना है भगवान के बारे में सब जानता हूँ मैं. खास रिलेशन है अपन दोनों का. From Krishna's side, definitely for a devotee there is khas relationship. Devotee will always think, yeah, who am I? Prabhupada summarizes Brahma's qualification, what he has given of himself, humble qualification. Brahma, the greatest of all living creatures within the universe, is admitting his failure to know the Supreme Lord despite his vast learning in Vedic wisdom, despite his austerity, penance, mystic power, and self realization, and despite being worshipped by the great Prajapatis, the forefathers of all living entities. These are Brahma's qualifications. Don't you think what are our qualifications? Who here has vast learning in the Vedic wisdom? Raise your hands. We don't even read the purports. We don't even read the purports. Okay, chalo, honestly, you had to read 4 purports today. How many of you read? 10 people. Next time, say we'll give Prasad count for 10 people. I'm waiting for technology to progress. That we can give you some band or something when you enter, and that band will tell us whether you have actually been attentive in the class or not. And only those जिसका band green हो जाएगा उनको प्रसाद मिलेगा. बाकी जिनका red हो गया वो टैं 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 करेगा आपको बाहर जाना पड़ेगा. Waiting, it will come. That day will come. I will also have to wear that band when I sit there. Then the problem will come. Despite his austerity, penance, तो वृंदावन यात्रा में वो गेस्ट हाउस अवेलेबल है क्या? नहीं, सॉरी, फुल है, नहीं, फिर मेरे को नहीं आना है. ऑस्टियर है उधर. It's Vrindavan. It's Vrindavan. I used to also think like that. That अरे come on यार, कैसे रहेंगे उधर? But then you should think I'm just there. Hopefully, if I'm in good consciousness, I'm just in the room at night, and rest of the time I'm out. Austerity, penance, self-realization. Anyone here self-realized? How many of you have souls? That means you're the body. Worshipped by the great Prajapatis. These are Brahma's qualifications. Compared to that, our qualifications are nothing. But unfortunately, we think ourselves to be great. Prabhupada writes, Brahmaji could understand the Lord to a little extent only when he was trying to serve him by the eagerness of his heart, which is the devotional service mood. No one can know the personality of Godhead in full, but at least to a certain extent, one can know the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, by self surrender and a devotional attitude and nothing else. Self surrender, devotional attitude. He is not saying रट्टा मारो फाइन, जिनको ज़्यादा वर्सेस आते हैं, जिनको ये सब संस्कृत आता है, या जिनको पता है कि कहाँ पे क्या लिखा है, एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स, जो ब्राह्मण परिवार से आया है, नन ऑफ दीज थिंग्स. जो सबसे क्रिस्प धोती पहनता है, या सबसे सुंदर साड़ी पहनता है, या जिसका तिलक एकदम परफेक्ट है, या जिसके 3 राउंड कंठी माला है, और जिसका दीक्षा हो गया है, नन ऑफ दोस थिंग्स. सेल्फ surrender, devotional attitude. Trying to serve. Brahma was trying to serve him by the eagerness of his heart. He was looking forward to it. Brahma is looking forward to serving Krishna. There are those days when you look forward to chant Hare Krishna. Get up in the morning and, yes, I want to chant today. That's how it should be. I'm looking forward to attending a class. I'm looking forward to going for the yatra. I will go for the entire yatra. Or, I'm looking forward to the kirtan. Looking forward to prasad is. But this eagerness of the heart, नॉट क्या है, नहीं जाऊंगा तो अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, नहीं जाऊंगा तो लोग बोलेंगे, यात्रा पे तो जाना चाहिए, क्लास में तो आना चाहिए, ऑनलाइन दिखना चाहिए जपा के लिए या चैट के लिए, या नहीं दिखना अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. Eagerness of the heart. We तो probably don't even think like that. छोड़ना क्या फर्क. Eagerness of the heart. Prabhupada calls it, that is the devotional service mood. It's not just devotional service, it's the mood with which we do devotional service. It's not just sadhana, it's the mood with which we do sadhana. That is what the Lord sees. Seeing the mood. आंटी का 16 माला किया. No, how did we do the 16 mala? That is what the Lord is saying. Devotional mood. Prabhupada is saying, no one can know the Lord for certain. Lord is unlimited. Ananda Sesh is writing different glories of the Lord since time immemorial. He never repeated one. Lord is unlimited. But we can know the Lord to some extent. by this. Every time we in Krishna consciousness learn newer things. That's a last time we discussed. That's a function of our ignorance, but it's also a function of Krishna consciousness being unlimited. And if we serve in this right mood, with a proper mood, with eagerness of heart, whatever we are doing, we don't have to do anything more. Whatever we are doing, if we do it with the right mood, then Prabhupada is saying we may get to know Krishna a bit. Know Krishna doesn't mean कि कहाँ जन्म हुआ था, क्या किया लीला में, और स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में प्लैनेट का नाम क्या है, और सब विष्णु का नाम क्या है, वो सब आएगा अभी. नेक्स्ट चैप्टर इज ऑल अबाउट द वेरियस इनकार्नेशन. नेक्स्ट चैप्टर इज the only chapter in that second canto where there's zero philosophy. It's all different incarnations of the Lord. But if with a proper mood, if we perform devotional service, and like we had discussed last time, if we always think that whatever is happening in my life, I have to thank the Lord for it. Whatever, good, bad, ugly, wonderful, I have to thank the Lord. This is the Lord's blessing that I am here, that I am able to function in my material life also and my spiritual life also. So with that mood and this from the heart, if I'm eager to serve the Lord, Shravanam, that's all we need to do. Shravanam, Kirtanam, and practical service. These three things. But with eagerness of the heart. Krishna is unlimited, but we may be able to know him somewhat. We may be able to develop some attraction and love for him. We discovered a new verse. New verse, matlab, boy, the verse has always existed. We just discovered it. It's like Newton discovered gravity. Gravity was there. What is that fellow's name? Christopher Columbus discovered America. America was always, that land was always there, but he discovered it. So we came across a very nice verse. I showed our Hridayagya Prabhu. And that verse actually goes very well with this. That our life is meant to, from the heart, with eagerness of heart, in a proper devotional mood, serve the Lord. You can repeat this verse, and actually it's very easy. You can even learn it right here, right now. You repeat after me. श्रूयतां श्रूयतां नित्यं
Shruyatam Shruyatam Nityam
गीयतां गीयतां मुडा
Giyatam Giyatam Mudha
चिन्त्यतां चिन्त्यतां भक्तस्
Chintyatam Chintyatam Bhaktas
चैतन्याचरितामृतम्.
Chaitanya Charitamritam.
Very sweet verse, very easy. श्रूयतां श्रूयतां नित्यं. Always speak this. Always, nityam. Ghiyatam ghiyatam muda. Always chant and sing. Muda means happiness. Always sing this with great happiness. What is the third one? Chintyatam bhaktas. Always think of this, O devotees. What? Chaitanya Charitamritam. Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. Just, this is the goal of our life. Shruyatam nityam. As far as possible, hear about the Lord. Giyatam mula. As far as possible, chant the holy name or the glories of the Lord with happiness. Chintyatam bhaktas. The duty of the devotees is to constantly think about the Lord. Think about the Lord also means think about our services that we have. So much, I have so much service to, how to make this better. That is also Chintyatam. Chaitanya Charitamritam. About the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, about the pastimes of Lord Krishna, about the pastimes of Lord Ram, with eagerness of the heart. So, this is, Prabhupada is saying, proper devotional service mood. In the next verse, Brahma shares his second penultimate realization. He's saying, therefore, it is best for me to surrender onto his feet, which alone can deliver one from the miseries of, again, he's giving benefits. He gave 3 benefits earlier, now he's giving 3 more, which alone can deliver one from the miseries of repeated birth and death. Such surrender is all auspicious, Sumangalam, and allows one to perceive all happiness, Swastyanam, Swasti Ayanam, Even the sky cannot estimate the limits of its own expansion. So, what can others do? When the Lord Himself is unable to estimate His own limits, who can tell you that I know the Lord? When the Lord Himself is saying, I don't know myself, He has to take incarnation as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to understand the mood of Srimati Radharani because He is incapable of understanding it on His own. Radha Bhava Dyuti Subalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Radha Bhav Naumi Krishna Swarupam. It's Krishna in the mood of he has to come, stealing from Radharani her mood to be able to understand her. Krishna can't understand his devotees. Oh my God, why are they so mad after me? When the Aghasur pastime happened and all the coward boys are going, someone said, caves don't manifest overnight. They are like how construction happens in our country. Slow. Caves don't manifest over. I don't think it's a cave. It looks your cave में ऐसे दांत नहीं होते हैं. This looks like a demon. It looks like a python. And the other boys are saying, "Who cares? Python cave. Chalo, Krishna है ना. He'll protect us." And then Krishna is in tension. In the Bhagavatam it is mentioned. Krishna is thinking, "My God, what kind of surrender they have for me? I better be able to protect them." Krishna is doubting. I better be able to protect them. So Brahma is saying Lord also does cannot understand his limits. Brahma is here saying from the positive perspective that the Lord is so unlimited. Prabhupada writes in this purport, Lord is unlimited, then he reaches the limit, and then his happiness increases more, and he reaches the limit, and it increases more, and it just goes on like that. So Brahma is saying, Bhavat Chidam, I get delivered from the cycle of birth and death. Swasti Ayanam, I am allowed to perceive happiness, finally, not the material fleeting happiness. India wins, India loses, stock market goes up, stock market goes down, I get a promotion, I don't get a promotion. Worst yet, my colleague who I don't like gets a promotion. I'm beautiful today, I'm not beautiful tomorrow. I have hair today, I don't have hair tomorrow. My kids did well today, they did not do well in life. Whatever. These are all Sitoshna. Rama is saying, I became a devotee and now I'm permanently happy. My life is auspicious. Now, I can at least say my life is not auspicious because there are so many times in the day when I'm not Krishna conscious. Am I saying my life is auspicious? And I have been delivered from the cycle of birth and death. So, three more benefits. What were the first three benefits Brahma said of becoming a devotee? Words are never proven to be false, mind is never deterred, don't get attracted to temporary material allurements. We discussed the first example of Bhishma Dev and Brahma himself. Second mind example of Haridas Thakur, and then don't get attracted to temporary material ornaments, Bali Maharaj. And here, deliverance from birth and death, all auspicious, and happiness. I'm able to perceive all happiness. And the last verse, yeah, in this there is this pastime of Lord Krishna walking, suddenly looks at the reflection. Hey, who's this very beautiful person? And then Krishna is like, my God, so beautiful. And then sits down to see. And then someone tells him, boss, this is you only. Krishna doesn't know how beautiful he is. Devotees know how beautiful. Devotees have written verses after verses after verses glorifying Krishna's beauty. He himself doesn't know. So who can know the Lord? And the Lord himself doesn't know. If anyone who claims, I know everything, is just bluffing. But if with a proper, earnest, devotional mood, following in the footsteps of the acharyas, if we perform devotional service as stated by them, then we will be able to understand the Lord a bit. And Prabhupada gives guarantee at the end of this lifetime, we go back to God. This is our hope. If done in a proper devotional mood, right? Last verse, the last of Brahma's realizations, the fourth verse of this. यस्यावतार कर्माणि गायन्ति यसमद् गायन्ति यस्मद् आदय न न यं विदन्ति तत्त्वेन तस्मै भगवते नमः. Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose incarnations and activities are chanted by us for glorification, though He can hardly be known, fully known as He is. Brahma is giving everyone chant the glories of the Lord, hear the glories of the Lord. And now, from the next verse, he is going to state all the incarnations of the Lord. Not all, they are unlimited, but all the major ones. Starting with Mahavishnu in the next verse. Start with Mahavishnu, all the Vishnus, and then the Dashavatars, and you'll be surprised to know there are many more incarnations than the Dashavatars, and he states many of them. Entire next chapter, end of this chapter, and entire next chapter is about incarnations of the Lord, objects to meditate upon. That's why our Vaishnav calendar is a wonderful thing, because you will realize every week there is at least one Vaishnav festival, either about some Acharya or about some Lord for us to meditate upon. Like next week, what's coming? Like in the coming times, which is like one major festival which is coming? Rath Yatra, Jagannath Rath Yatra. So you will see on YouTube also most ISKCON temple channels there'll be Jagannath Katha. And people will get into Jagannath mood, and you'll hear so many stories you never knew about Lord Jagannath. And then Jagannath Rath Yatra will get over, all that will happen. Then Balram Purnima will come, Jhulan Yatra will come, then Janmashtami will come. After some time, Radha Ashtami will come. And if we thought that Lord Krishna was the greatest, now we'll come to know by hearing about Radha Rani that actually she is the greatest. And then Bhadra Purnima will come. We will get in touch with all of you to sponsor sets. अभी से ही डाल दो मन में this year I should sponsor or gift or buy one set or distribute one set of Srimad Bhagavatam. So like that we can always be conscious of the Lord. So this process, Shravanam and Kirtanam and association of devotees, these three things, if we do with a good devotional mood, earnestly from the heart, with great zeal, then it is guaranteed our life will be perfect. Brahma is saying that. So that verse you can try and memorize and repeat once more. श्रूयतां श्रूयतां नित्यं गीयतां गीयतां मुडा चिन्त्यतां चिन्त्यतां भक्तास् चैतन्यचरितामृतम्. Any questions? Yes, Mahesh Prabhu.
Prabhupada said that one can never understand Krishna in full. Then, when our Nitya Swarup is established, we get in Satchitananda body only. So, this Chit means full knowledge. Then, what does this full knowledge mean if we can't understand Krishna?
Still, Krishna is, it is full knowledge, but Krishna can surprise you. Krishna can still surprise you. Otherwise, if Krishna cannot surprise you, he is not God. If he is fully known, he is not God. So, even then you will, hey, ye kab hua?" Okay. Yes, Mataji. Yeah. So that's why these stages of devotional service are mentioned in the scriptures in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Adau Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivriti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, and Prem. Right, the nine levels. So Shraddha, some faith. Sadhu Sangha, association of devotees. Bhajana Kriya, performing the process of devotional service. And then there is Anartha Nivriti. Anartha Nivriti means complete purification of the heart. So most of us get stuck at this stage. Do all of us have some faith? Yes. We would not be here. Shraddha. Sadhu Sangha. Do we have some association?